Welcome back, YouTube land. Thrash Pondo here, and I'm going to be now giving you the answers to the previously asked questions on the top 10 misheard song lyrics of all time, part 2. And sorry for the delay. In any event, as always, actually, and as you know, when I do a Q&A post, I have to keep them in the same order, otherwise the answers will make absolutely no sense. Although that could be fun. Match this answer up to the right question, and I'm actually overthinking it. It'll become a headache. So I'm just going to start with number 10. The Queen song, which I'm sure all of you know, is Seven Seas of Rye. And the correct song lyric is I challenge the mighty Titan and his troubadours. Because, as you know, all Titans have troubadours. In fact, everyone's heard the old saying, all those troubadours always hang out with their titans. And I don't know. It's a Freddie Mercury line. It's probably just meant to be symbolic. But anyway, yes. I challenge the mighty Titan and his troubadours. Although it should be a troop of troubadours. But moving on to number 9. Yes, ELO actually said, don't bring me down, Bruce. And this is actually a twofer because I actually thought he said, don't bring me down, grass. As in, bringing people down is grass. But no, it's actually, I only found this out recently when I was researching something else, actually. I caught an interview, and the actual thing he says is Graus, which is the German word for greetings. So technically, the line is, "Don't bring me down, greetings." I got nothing. I think he just thought it was a cool sounding word. He needed something to sort of end on an up note, as it were. But anyway, yes, the correct line from "Don't bring me down" is "Don't bring me down, Bruce." Look at the grouse. Look at the grouse. Number 8. From the song More Than a Woman. Yes, it's not a four-letter woman. It's more than a woman to me, which is still kind of cloying, but nicer than a four-letter woman. And haven't we all met one of those? Moving on to number 7. Yes, Sam Cooke, when he was dancing the night away, from the song Twistin' the Night Away, he was dancing with the chick in slacks. I don't know why that was such a specific fashion statement to be called upon, even in the 50s. But yes, the girl he apparently was dancing with was wearing slacks. Perhaps it was Audrey Hepburn. Oh my god, I blew that joke! What I meant to say is, cut! Take 2. Perhaps it was Katharine Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn had a much more lilty voice. But anyway, moving forward. And apologies to both Hepburns, by the way. To number 6. Yes, Sir Elton John, in his song, Your Song, it was, he sat on the roof and kicked off the moss. Yes, apparently there was moss growing on the roof, which actually is a thing. Mine never has moss growing on their roof, and I don't know if they don't know or know and don't care, but either way, I'm not going to sit on the roof and kick the moss off. That would be technically trespassing, but anyway, yes, is sat on the roof and kicked off the moss. Number 5. This one's actually sad. The Temptation song Papa was a blah, 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 Papa was a blah, 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 blah. Papa was a Rolling Stone, and it does not mean he was Mick Jagger. Although, wouldn't that be a kick? I got the moves like Jagger. I got the anyway. The line from the song is, "And when he died, all he left us was alone." Wow. Yes, as in when he was gone, nothing. They were on their own, and that's actually very sad. So forgive me for making light of it in one of my silly posts, but God knows I've made light of darker subjects. So moving on to number four. Yes, the Green Day song, which is from Boulevard of Broken Dreams, one of their most depressing songs, even by their standards. Yes, Morrissey looks at them and says, "Ugh, you guys need to lighten up." But the actual line is, "Sometimes I wish someone out there would find me." Yes, not a polar bear specifically, but sometimes I wish someone out there will find me. Don't worry, I'm sure they will. God knows we're all looking. And Paul Simon is not a constipated man. Yes. From the song Loves Me Like Iraq. No, not Loves Me Like Iraq. Loves Me Like a Rock, although I like that better. Loves Me Like Iraq. Although that could go to some pretty sad places too. So, you know what? We want. But from his song Loves Me Like a Rock, the line is, "I'm a consummated man." And I'm not entirely sure what that means. I'm not entirely certain I want it explained to me. I'm going to let that between Paul Simon and whatever his depraved imagination is. But anyway, yes, it's actually, "I'm a consummated man," whatever that entails. Moving on specifically. Moving on to the Cranberries. The line is, and it's from the song Salvation, which gives the game away. It's "Salvation is free." Yes, salvation is free. I had a friend years ago who used to think Dalmatians are free. And while the cost of Dalmatians has certainly not skyrocketed with other breeds of dogs, I assure you, Dalmatians are not free either. I think my friend just liked dogs or was simply weird. But anyway, yes, it is salvation. And supposedly, in of course, the Beatles song is, and I know you all know it, it's "Strawberry Fields Forever." And the last line is supposedly Mr. Lennon confessing to "I buried Paul." The irony being is that Paul's still with us, and Mr. Lennon, very sadly, is not. Over 40 years, can you believe it? But yes, supposedly the line is "I buried Paul." But actually, in an interview, he got so frustrated having to explain that line, he finally just said, "Oh, I just said cranberry sauce." And if you listen, it actually sounds like he's saying cranberry sauce. But what are you going to do? In any event, those are the 10 A's to the previous Q's. That's all I have for you for right now because I'm frantically trying to put together an impromptu live show. Sadly, Danny has no power, as does most of the Carolinas, and Sister Sarah's not feeling well, so we've decided to postpone today's collaboration post until next week. So tonight I'm going to do something a little impromptu, which I am feverishly putting together. So until then, be good, be safe, be careful. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again very, 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 very soon. Peace.